need to go.
Oh, I thought you were like, you need to go poop.
I probably will at some point. We're recording.
Are we podcasting?
Sorry. So everybody knows about my bowels situations.
There's no way to start a podcast in a more sexy space than talking about what happens in here.
There's no place to go but up from here.
Yeah, but we are out of May. We are into June.
Are we podcasting?
We are podcasting.
Okay.
We are podcasting
right now. Great.
And I feel like we've made it through the storm, y'all. I do feel like a sense of relief that we've made it through May.
We still have my kids still have a couple, because they're LAUSD.
Right.
They still have a couple days left. And I'm telling you, I don't care if they just clock in at some point and they're over there. I don't care if they get there on time, if they leave early. I don't think anybody cares, honestly.
I don't think anybody cares. They're all watching movies.
It feels like time has stopped about 2 weeks ago and it's just snailing. So I don't care. Delilah said to me today, she was like, Mom, you're going to make me, you know how if they don't get a shower at night, their hair is like extra wet somehow?
Because it's grease.
It was so wet this morning that her entire shirt had this like ring on it. And I was like,
I don't
you
care.
can't go to school. No, I was like, let me blow dry the ends like just a little bit. She goes, you're going to make me late for school. I go, what if I ever made you late for school?
You're going to make yourself late. You look like you just got out of a torrential like downpour and then all the judgment's going to go on you. So
I know. They're going to think that you're with like that Peanuts character with the cloud following them around. That's what it looked like. She was so soaking wet.
Can I just say that dealing with my daughter's hair has become a whole thing.
It's a thing, yeah.
I had to discipline Eleanor, and I was trying so hard not to start laughing because I don't think I'm going to describe this right. So Eleanor has really long hair. It's like down to her butt.
Yeah.
But she doesn't have super thick hair. So the second that stuff gets greasy, which is about 2 days, it looks wet, and I always say that she starts to look like Jack Black.
Yeah.
So she has this hair.
It's the ring hair.
It's like, and it's also like she's a Hessian, you know, it's like behind her ears, and it's like she should wear like, like a Ramones t-shirt. So and I'm like, okay.
It gives me a glimpse into what her college might look like.
Oh, God, just don't let me. I can't ever do a surprise drop by because she will have literally gross hair. Okay, so let me just say this and I'll say it fast. She is trying to do all this preppy stuff with her hair, which I appreciate, but it takes a long time. So now we have a pool, and I'm like, we are using this pool
for hair washing,
for bathing, for hair washing. It's the summer plan. But I mostly just want her to be active. And Finn in her home, I'm like, go get in the pool. Go get in the pool. You don't need to be sitting here watching TV. Go get in the pool. And she will hold her hair up on the side and then get in the water. And I go, get in the water. And then she'll go like this. And she'll only get halfway on the water.
This is the important part.
And I go,
top of her head.
Your hair. And she's like, I don't want to have to wash it. And I'm like, I am not spending the summer trying to outrun whether you want to wash your hair or not. Yeah. Just know you're going to be in the pool all of the time.
Yes.
All of the time.
Let me share with you a not great mom moment. Let's dig into it.
Yes.
We're going to have some summer cocktails.
Jenny made some cocktails.
This one you've had before, but I had never made it myself before, and I don't know if I made it right, but it's a French 75. That is my new one. But I read a couple articles on summer cocktails, and this was on one of them. So I'm like,
Jen was like,
great.
I really had to do some studying.
Yeah, it was hard.
Really hard.
I'm nervous too because Kristin bartended, and I've only been on one side of the bar.
And it's delicious. You did great. It's delicious.
You like it?
Yeah.
And it has gin in it, which normally I don't like.
I think gin is very underrated. Well, you get into like some of these gins with like florals. What's the one? Hendrix.
Okay.
We'll do it's a bouquet of different kinds of florals in there. Okay. And you put a little something in there to cut it, like champagne or even a little bit of sugar.
This has Prosecco.
Does it have Prosecco?
Do Prosecco or champagne, yeah.
It really is a delightful liquor. Like, and I love a good gin and tonic on the golf course because I'm a 72-year-old retired man.
Not shockingly, what I learned about gin is if you don't drink the rot gut stuff, it actually tastes good. So this is this is Plymouth gin.
Listen, I'm a martini drinker. I can tell you that I like a certain martini vodka, but if you put vodka and cranberry and you give it to me, I'm not going to know that shit is pop off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, absolutely not.
But gin, you're like, my life isn't good.
My neighbor went to a party at a God, Rupert Murdoch's place over on Getty.
Rupert Murdoch?
I would have
the
been
guy who scandalized everybody?
The Fox. No, you're thinking of Madoff.
Oh.
Rupert Murdoch is the media mogul.
Like that guy stole from Kevin Bacon. How dare you go to a party?
Well, I don't know anything. But
Rupert Murdoch?
She said his name, and I was like, that's a rich person. And she was like, I would have been in the bathroom just sweeping the counter, like putting everything. It would have been so just into my handbag. But
I remember when I first
champagne.
moved to LA, I'd never been in a house like this. It was in like one, I was an assistant, and I was asked to drop something off. And I went into this house, and looked like a bank. It was literally like the biggest ceiling. It literally looked like I was walking into a bank. And I was like, somebody lives here? And so I went into the bathroom, and there was this like bar of soap, and it looked like a piece of coal, and it was like weird soap. And I was like, I wonder how much this soap is worth. I literally thought about stealing it. I was like, if I steal this,
expensive, and
I could sell it, you guys will never miss it. I bet you got 8 bars of this fancy ass weird soap.
They were like, that poor peasant girl needed soap to clean her body, and she took the bad stuff too.
Hey man, we all used to take toilet paper from the Improv when we'd go do comedy over there. Laura Davis would stuff her bag full, and she was not poor. She just would steal toilet paper.
Just cheap. That's hilarious. It couldn't have been great quality.
It wasn't great quality. One time she was walking out really fast. She's like, I gotta go. I was like, where are we going so fast? She's like, I gotta leave. And I opened her, and it wasn't the roll of toilet paper. She had loosely just like toilet paper in there. And I was like, how can I just buy you a roll of toilet paper? How bad is it?
Is it that bad? Yeah.
It's not that bad. You guys, summer.
Yeah.
Woohoo.
Delicious. I did have to say a thing about getting bathing in the pool, which I totally live by.
Oh, I'm such a fan of that.
Me too. So a friend of mine with her daughter, brought Delilah to go swim. And she was like, text me. She goes, I'm sorry. I don't know what you guys have afterwards, but she's not going to have time to rinse off and shower before I bring her home. I go,
that's fine.
But she was just in the pool.
Yeah.
I don't care. She goes, it's a saltwater pool. I'm like,
Still don't care.
It still counts as getting clean. She's like, well, it might be itchy. I'm like, no, listen.
Still don't care. Listen.
I didn't shower after lake water, okay?
Oh my God.
I'd smell like a garbage can.
100%.
Right.
We'd go like 8 days when we would go camping without, I mean, you'd kind of shower if you were at a campsite that had one of those like outdoor weirdo things, but I didn't want to run into one of those bros on the campgrounds.
Oh God, no, not to be trusted.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Not to be trusted. You're like,
the guy's not, he doesn't even have a tent. He's got a Datsun. He pulled up in a blanket, like tied to a tree. And he's just using the place to shower.
Meanwhile, my parents are like, want to join us for dinner?
Yeah.
I'm like,
can you keep eyes on her while we're going to go skeet shoot? Do you mind if we...
Can I leave my daughter here? She's really obnoxious.
Yeah.
She really, we want to go fishing.
She wants to... that's free. We want to do that, so...
Or golf carts, go-karts, which were so fun.
Oh,
but those go-kart races or whatever, or tracks... They had hay bales around the side, they'd go 75 miles per hour. I'm like, we're all going to die.
They had like a souped up, like a lawnmower engine, you know, that some drunk guy with a cigarette
was like... And a seatbelt would go between your crotch.
If there was a seatbelt.
If there was.
Yeah.
And your shoulder blades would hurt because you'd hit and you'd crash. And everyone was like, you know, you're bruised. Your brother
rear ends you get whiplash, and even though you're not supposed to do that, but they had these big steel bumpers on them.
And then you'd get close and you'd be like, yeah, it was great.
That's summer. That was
summer. Guess what? I
Lake
don't
of the
remember.
Ozarks, you guys.
My parents being there. I think they were like, you guys walk a block or a mile or two to the old go-karts.
We spent time in the car driving here. You find your own thing to do.
They would give me money to go, like, just to leave in general. I will give you $10 just to go hang out with the guy in the Datsun for 2 hours. Just give us 2 hours.
I remember being at like Wall Drug or the Corn Palace and being like, no, I got birthday money. I got $15 of birthday money. I want to spend $7 of it on like a coin case that's got the little beads stuck to it, you know? With
You're
like
still the same person. Finn out of nowhere. I don't even know where he heard about it. He goes, I know where we need to go on summer vacation. Because I've been trying to look for like inexpensive places with ocean, which is not easy to find.
Yeah.
And he goes, where'd you guys go? Where'd you go with all the water slides?
Oh, Wisconsin Dells?
Out of nowhere. He's like, I want to go to the Wisconsin Dells. And I'm like, hold on a second. That's my people. And usually if it's anywhere near where I'm from, you're like, if it's my idea, it's a bad idea. But he wants to spend like 8 days at the Wisconsin Dells, just going to as many water parks as he can. And I was like, is this a good idea or a great idea? Because that means those two would just be, they're 12 and 14. I can just let them go.
I don't know if you're watching our podcast on YouTube right now, but my face is doing something that I will not let you do. I did that. I don't want you to do that. Especially if it's like overcast and 4 days. By day 4, we're like, well, what else are we going to do? Go to another sad water slide? I couldn't, Kristin, no. You need to go to like one of those sandals resorts that's got
come
the
on.
like.
Yes, with financially, that sounds great.
Okay, you know what else you could do? I had a friend just say this. They're going on a really cheap cruise out of Catalina on one of those boats, and they have all the stuff on it.
I've heard those are great.
They're not crazy expensive because it's they got to
Cruises
fill
are
up the
having
cruise.
a minute.
I would do
I've
that.
been saying we got to get on one of those and do
a
our show.
Yeah. Make that happen, cruise
Somebody's got to
lady.
work for a cruise line.
If there is a Vicky listening who
Strong.
who hosts on the Lido deck, hire IMOMSOHARD. We will be there in a heartbeat.
By the way, so will so many women. It would be so freaking fun.
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
We'd host a
talk about
karaoke
sunburn.
night.
I'd be like orange. It would be great. I would tan so much that my skin would not know what color I am anymore. It would be like, let's just make you like pewter. Like you're just going to be the weirdest color ever. Cause I would be outside having fun.
Yes.
Feeling loose, having drinks.
What this summer is going to be all about for us. I do have to say about hair.
Yes.
Like Delilah has really long hair. It's super thick. She's got my husband's
She's got very thick hair.
It's like if I had to like check her for bugs or something, I don't think
They're
I
in
could
there.
get it.
It's fine.
I'm not worried about it, honestly. She's not itching, so it's
She's
fine.
not itching.
But like, I keep telling her, she's like, "Oh, it's just a lot of work," and I'm like, "Yeah, that is why."
Well, that's long hair.
People cut their hair short, like
all the time.
You can say it's too much, like we can do that. Otherwise, we have to get up and brush it. We have to kind of brush it before we go to bed. We got to put the stuff in it that keeps it from getting all knotted up, and we have to wash it every now and again.
Yeah,
but it's like I kind of forget because it's so ingrained in us, like through the years, ladies, of growing up. But I have to like really just explain the facts of hair to her.
This is why I had a mullet, in case anybody saw my mom singing in her video. And that picture was in the background, and so many people caught it. It was only half.
Yeah.
But that is why my mom's like, I'm not dealing with you with hair. Evidently, that was the way to go back then. I was like, we could have left a little length. We could have made it so I could put a barrette in it. But this is, now I have to wear like a ball cap backwards and just make everybody think it's
lucky.
Pride Month.
I'll never do that.
Yeah.
It is Pride Month.
It is Pride Month, and I'm so
Pride Month
happy.
to all who celebrate.
Happy Pride Month.
Cheers.
Cheers. Speaking of pride, I have to say,
you guys, is this where it happens? Kristin.
oh man. I was like, is this where I tell everybody I'm a lesbian? Look how excited I got. I was like, who would I say that I'm gay with?
I'm going to move on to my second drink.
Go to your second drink.
I haven't finished the first one.
No,
I'm just
we're
taste
not
testing.
God, can you imagine if we just barreled through all these? By the end, we'd have our shirts off.
You
I'd be like,
can't
maybe
imagine.
I am
No, I know.
gay.
Actually, Kristin's the only one that can't imagine because I'm sure she's seen it before.
Not ever.
This one, the second one, is called a bikini Bellini.
Ooh.
Never had it
bikini
before.
Bellini.
Yeah, just saw the. Kind of like it, Mike. Is it too sweet for you?
There's some, I think it's the extra stuff floating on top.
I over-muddled it. I over-muddled it, you guys. It said, I think I didn't muddle it enough as part of the, maybe it needs a straw. It's basil, cucumber, pineapple, champagne, pineapple juice.
It's delicious.
You don't like this one. I like this one.
There might be a lot going on.
Is basil close to cilantro for you? Is it in that world? Because she's not a cilantro person.
If you put cilantro in a drink, I would just feel like everything's broken in the world. I don't know why anybody would do that. That is not
I've never heard of that. Maybe
basil in a drink's good. No, I love basil. Okay. I do have to say real quick, one big thing that happened in the last week is that Finn graduated from 8th grade.
From 8th grade.
And I remember like there was like a ceremony when we were growing up. There was like we always called it programs. You have a music program, you have a program. And so like you had an 8th grade program. So we would go to the gym, everybody get their, but it wasn't like a big to do. I remember I did wear a fun culotte.
Sure you did.
Out?
There was nothing else
Who's
legal.
coming out?
Junior high used to be 7th, 8th, 9th. When I went.
That's weird. And now it's 6th, 7th, 8th?
And then 9th grade class was ours was the first one to go right to high school.
Yeah.
So it was like there was a 9th grade graduation, but then nothing.
See, that
for
seems
us
weird
in
to me.
Between. Yeah.
It's not like normally it's 6th, 7th, 8th just in American schools, but I like the 10th, 11th, 12th being in its own school. That's a different conversation.
Yeah.
But I will say, everybody knows in May you have to go to a lot of events about the thing that they did and the awards they get, and you're like, okay.
The prom,
and
the awards,
my
the
son
tournaments.
goes to a school that's kind of far away from us. It's a weird thing in LA. It's just like it's a bus ride, but it's significant. And we did it for 3 years, and I was really proud, and I really like this school, and it's a Catholic school, and I think, I didn't mind that they made him go to Mass a lot, whereas my daughter's going to a Catholic school, and they've gone to Mass twice. Like, Finn is, like, just infuriated. And let me tell you, Mass is Mass. Because how do I know? Because they had a Mass before the graduation. And I'm sitting there like, okay, I've got my mom with me, and we're day 4 at this point. And I love my mother. She is an awesome lady. She's a lot of fun, but day 4 is always stressful.
Always. Family, fish and family. Day 4.
I know. Day 4, they start to stink. And day 4, a lot of notes, a lot of questions about our itinerary, about our schedule. I am emotional because of Finn graduating. So things are stressful. We get Finn to graduation. I'm trying to have frickin' sentimental moments, and he is annoyed that he has to wear a belt. So he keeps trying to like slink away from me, and I'm like, let me put your belt on, and then smiling for pictures like I'm a true psychopath. So we go to the commencement, and I kind of keep it together the whole time because the commencement was a bit of a disaster, I think. But when you think of commencements in general, I don't think anybody's like, boy, I went to a great graduation. It was so short and fun, and the speakers were amazing.
Yeah,
and
it's not all Kurt Vonnegut giving the
no, you're like,
speech.
And Finn's an S in the
It's a long
alphabet. These kids just kept going and going.
Listen, bakers, you're not leaving. You're not planning staying, okay? Because
the last kid's name was Zhang, and everyone applauded. And it's because he was the last one. I was like, you got to give it to that kid for having a Z name.
At the end,
God, no, during they would do that, like the boom, and like I'm sitting there with like, my arms crossed because I'm annoyed because this girl keeps talking on her phone. Whatever. The graduation is.
I will say I graduated high school with a lot of Samoans because I grew up in a military town. They're bringing it. Everybody's dressed up. They're they're celebrating like it is a wedding. It's
we
cool.
did it like real White Valley people. We just whistled in a rude way. No, not that. We're not that classy. My mom was like, woo woo, like doing the Terri whistle, like
doing the Arsenio Hall from the.
Then you hear Eleanor, who's recording, which is great. New deal that I can tell my kid to go record this. I'm like, I've got a little running DP. Right. She goes to the front. And she like marches to the front, and Finn crosses the stage, and she's like got that high pitched like cartoon voice, and she's like, "Yeah, Finn!" And he just was beaming. He was so happy.
What do they give them for 8th grade? Like they just shake hands, or is there like
there is a thing, and then they get the certificate later. So they get the the leather bound.
Just to make sure they don't backflip on the stage.
Or in case we didn't finish tuition bills, they're like, before you leave.
There's one matter of finance that we need to settle.
Outstanding balance. So Finn, he's wearing a cap and gown, which in my head, I thought I was going to be a mess. I wasn't, because in part of me, I was like, well, this isn't from high school. This is from middle school.
That's got to be the one, because you're like, oh, you can kind of like leave the house now.
Yeah, and he can't. So I felt okay. Yeah. And then, but I think the part that I was the most sentimental.
We're going to wake up and we're both going to be crabby at each other. It's not a real
you're not
romantic
going anywhere.
moment. Yeah.
You're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
The thing I liked the most is that we went back to our house, and our neighbor Astrid and her husband Chris and their son Charlie and daughter Harper, they are our neighbors. We've known them since we've moved into the neighborhood, and we've grown up. The kids have grown up together. I was like, Charlie's like what, 6'10"? He's so
kid's
tall.
Yeah.
And to see him go from a little boy to this like young man, and Finn the same, is like, that was really special. And just, it was easy. We ate pizza, we had cake, and it was done in 45 minutes. I was like, sweet deal. I still had not been very emotional at all.
Yeah.
And I didn't get emotional. It's so funny. Are you gonna
get emotional?
Shut up. I didn't get emotional until a couple days later. Finn was
Cut
sleeping.
this onion underneath her just so she can help her get
I'm
it
gonna
out.
drink your bikini banana, and I'm gonna forget about my worries. And I went into Finn's room, and I had kind of, worked it through in my head that he was done with middle school, and I was like, it kind of went okay, like highs and lows, but not anything catastrophic. And as a parent,
It's
middle
3
school,
years. You kind of just like grit your teeth and you're through it.
yeah, but I was like, okay, like he came out with good grades. I'm really proud of him. I like who he is. We're working on some stuff, as we all do. But overall, it was a good time. And he was laying in bed, and he was, we sleep the same. We do this weird arm extension thing, and he was kind of had his mouth open a little bit, and I saw that he had a little bit of chapped lips. So I found Carmex, and I put it on his little mouth, and I remember being like, oh, I used to do this for you when you were like 2.
Yeah.
And I just thought, I'm going to do this for him forever. And I don't care. There was something about that just shrunk him to like a little baby that made me feel like time is just barreling by.
Yeah.
And it was weird that that's what tripped me up. And then I was like by myself and emotional, and then it was kind of good. I think the next day I woke up and I was like, all right, we're on to this next thing. He's going to go to high school now.
Well, your kids in specific, because they come up in my memories as much as my own kids.
Speaking of coming out, if somebody finds my phone, they're going to think I'm married to you and that it's going great.
Totally.
They're going to look at Colin like he's the sperm donor.
They're smiling and all these.
Yeah,
I
you're
know.
so happy.
But, you get those like, here's your memories,
I know.
on your feet. So I got to tell you a really funny story about that too. But they come up all the time and I'm like, oh, these guys, they look the same. Like, I think you notice gradual changes in them. You see them every day, but because I only see them like once every 2 weeks or once a week or something like that, or sometimes once a month, depending on how busy everybody is, that I'm like, they still have their baby faces. Like, this
For sure.
is what
Finn does for sure.
Finn, in his graduation picture that you posted, I go, that's the newborn baby face. He's looked exactly the same since he was born.
Yeah, and I think I feel really lucky that like I feel like he's a late bloomer, so I'm like, oh, his skin is still sweet. He's not rocking like an 8th grade message.
Like Kristin, your husband probably looks exactly the same, but with a lot of facial hair.
I know, but we don't want Colin to shave because the kids hate it and he looks like a giant baby.
Oh, you can't. If you are known with a beard, you are going to have to die with a beard. Because
you can't intimidate anybody if you have a little tiny mouth and a round face.
You ever noticed what a soft chin a man has until he shaves his beard, right?
That's what Colin does. He makes it so it looks like a really strong.
You know what you're doing there.
Yeah, I'm like, it's fair. You're burly in your own way, but you're a big, soft baby when it comes to it.
Yeah.
But
he's doing like the anime cut on his facial hair when he trims it down. But
it's 100% true.
I can see that because I look at Eleanor and I'm like, that's exactly what she looked like when she was a baby.
I know.
I feel like Delilah specifically looks nothing like she looked like when she was a baby, except her nose, which is the thing that gets me when I'm putting her to bed.
It's this right here. It's her little triangle in the middle of her face, but she does look very different. Her baby photos are just such a baby, and then there's toddler her, and from toddler up, it was Delilah. But baby to
she
toddler,
was very light blonde too, and now her hair's getting darker. So she's she's different, and I have to like remind myself when I'm frustrated because we're going through the
I mean, why? Because
preteen. I'm like,
what frustration? I've never felt that emotion
such
before.
a big.
Everything's
just
great.
her eye line is taller. Her eye line is higher up than mine is at this point because I'm very short and she has her dad's genetics. But I'm like, oh, you're still a baby. You're still kind of a baby.
Yeah,
she's gonna be 10 this summer, but
they're still babies. It is. So in terms of them getting bigger, this is Finn Sweeney.
She's got her arms crossed. Come on.
Okay,
I'm going to get her to cry this episode.
I did. I kind of did cry. That's as much as I want to do because I don't want to deal with feeling emotional all day. I do have a funny Finn story that is so typically Finn that you will get it. So as now he's 14. I mean, I don't want to brag, but at 14, I had summer jobs were normal for us. Like for us, you could get a summer job. I remember I babysat should not have when I was 11 for the whole summer. Yeah. By 14, I was detasseling.
I was like, I think I could move out.
I was
probably
like,
be okay.
I know how to make some of my own food. I really nobody was making sure I had lunch. My son, every now and then, because right now he's home from school, he's like, "Are you going to make me lunch?" And my first instinct was like, "Yep, I've got to make him lunch." And then I'm like, "Hold on a second. You have the internet and food in the fridge, and I have a job, and you can make yourself lunch."
Right.
Just like you can walk the dog and pick up dog poop and load the dishwasher. Okay. Hey man, listen. It's helpful. It's okay. Try a third number. Okay, we have a third drink. I'm gonna before I tell this story because this is a real doozy.
This is a Pim's
This looks
cup.
like these were at your wedding.
There's muddling. Yeah. Some of the muddling go right. It needs a straw. Damn it.
But this is like your wedding drink.
Pim's cup. Pim's is like
What's the red stuff? Pim's?
It's just muddled strawberry. Pim's kind of has a brown color to it.
It's delicious.
It's supposed to settle your stomach, you guys, so you have an excuse to have one. It's got cucumber and mint.
It's delicious.
Strawberries.
You muddled more on this one.
I had
this
Brit
one
muddle
tastes
this
like
one.
I'm eating pieces of celery.
I used a chopper. I did on that one.
I knew it.
Couldn't find. I was in a hurry.
I was watching her on the cutting board, and I was like, I don't know what she's chopping.
I was in a hurry. I had these big plans.
If you're making drinks, you shouldn't be chopping.
I was going to bring my little summer drink cart out with everything, but I just didn't have time to get it all together. So
this is, I would just be aggressively shaking everything.
In reality, if you come to my house in the summer, it's probably going to come from a can. It's just going to be
whatever. Jen's always got like 45,000 options for drinks, and I'm always like, I Aunt Mary Lewitt, which is my aunt who she's like, God helps those who help themselves. And she had like a kegerator.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And I was like,
kegerator.
Yeah.
You know what? That would be a fun thing to get.
It's fun. It's for alcoholics, but it's fun. I was gone from 8 in the morning until like 4 in the afternoon. And I go, Finn, I am so sorry, but you are going to be by yourself today. You can go over and see your friend Charlie if you want, but like, got to make yourself lunch. And he's like, I got it covered. I was like, that is a lot of confidence and you've never been okay with this. So we leave. I come back. He has been home for 4 hours. He is sweating like I've never seen. Like his hair is like, and the kitchen is destroyed. But I'm not mad. Because I'm like, okay, he's working on something. So then he tells the story. God, I wish he was here to tell the story. So he looks at me and he's got like wonder in his eyes. And he's like, Mom, I took my graduation money and I decided that I wanted to make crepes. And so he goes,
second only in difficulty to soufflés.
Thank you.
Believe.
And he goes, I really wanted crepes. So I took my graduation money. He didn't get very much, but he had like $60. And he's like,
hold on, I slid him a
right,
favor.
but that's in my bag and maybe in my wallet. It doesn't matter. I have a lot of IOUs for those kids. I'm like, give me your Starbucks card. We know that I'm going to be the one in the drive-thru.
Yep.
So he goes, I wanted to make crepes. And I'm like, okay. And that drink just hit me a little bit. And so he tells me he got on his bike and he went to our grocery store, not a corner store, grocery store, which is 8 blocks away on kind of the biggest street of Los Angeles, which is Ventura Boulevard.
I got to apologize for how surprised I was right there because I did the math. 8 blocks. It is busy. It is a busy.
Because he didn't cut through the neighborhood. He went on Ventura Boulevard from where we live to Ralph's.
Yeah,
on his bike.
City limit is different because I remember riding 8 blocks to get to the highway to ride my bike to
this is
the plaza.
Like city blocks.
Okay,
it's at least a mile. Let me put it that way.
Yep.
So it gets better. So he goes on his bike. He's got his helmet and he rides his bike to Ralph's. I'm already freaking out at this point, right?
Yeah.
And he tells me he gets to Ralph's and he buys some groceries. Or he buys things to make crepes. But then he's there and he starts to, really enjoy the grocery store, and he picks up a couple extra things that he might need. And I'm like, what? And he goes, well, by the end, I had 4 bags full of groceries because but then he couldn't ride his bike home. So he puts the groceries in a grocery cart and he pushes that cart home 8 city blocks on Ventura Boulevard. But everybody thinks he stole the cart.
The wheels didn't lock up? Yeah.
No, I don't know. Maybe they did. Maybe he was sparking the whole way. So he pushes this cart full of groceries all the way home. He goes, people kept yelling at me. I go, what were they saying? They were like, you're not supposed to take the cart. He gets all the way home.
I'm bringing it back.
He unloads the groceries and he takes the cart back because his bike is locked up. So he takes 8 city blocks back, pushing an empty cart. The neighborhood is ablaze. They are all, this neighborhood that can be a little bit snotty. Sometimes our neighborhood, a couple blocks over, they're all like standing outside on their thing going, you're not supposed to take the carts home. And they know his name. They're like, Finn, you're not supposed to. And he's like, I'm taking it back. Takes it back, gets his bike, comes back, tries to make a crepe. It does not go well. It looks like flour has exploded in our kitchen. This kid looked like he had worked like an 8-hour shift.
Well, he did.
He did.
Like, walked the entire city. That's going to make
And
you
know
sweat.
what he can do now? He can make a crepe.
That's amazing.
And you want to know what I was so proud of is that he took the cart back. I don't give a shit about the crepes.
I know, yeah.
I don't care about. So
he problem solved, even though it was hard.
He did it, and he did the right thing. He knew he could have put the cart by the street, and I would have never known, right?
Yeah.
Which I know a lot of adults that would have done that. He walked that shit back.
I feel like you would have figured it out. You would have asked a lot of questions and been
No,
like,
I would have taken that sucker back. Are you kidding? I always think God's watching. It's like a big Ring app.
No, I know, but I feel like if he would have ditched it like on the
I would
corner
have
or whatever,
absolutely
you'd
found
be
out.
like, how'd you get all these groceries? You would have figured it. I'd never figured it out.
100% I would have figured it out. I would have been like, there are holes in this story, sir.
I know.
I know that you can't balance on a bike, and I know where is the bike. So he went and got his bike, comes back. Later on that night, I am having much needed kettle tonics with my mother because we were day 4 and things are not day 5 and things are tricky.
But take you to the airport 24 hours early.
In her defense, she's always trying to help. So she works really hard. And I was like, can we just chill?
Yeah.
So we have a couple drinks together and I make a cheese board and I make brie and meat and crackers on the board. And all of a sudden I hear Finn coming in and he goes, hold on. Are you guys eating the brie that I bought from the grocery store? I go,
you are kidding me.
this guy.
He brought brie.
He bought brie.
Well, he's taking French, you guys. So
He's
some of this
taking
is
French.
coming together in
He
my
loves
mind.
brie.
But I do remember us being on the road.
I know.
And he was upset that he had to buy milk with his own money, and he was acting like he was paying all the family's bills.
He
or
goes,
something.
I'm really tired of keeping this family going afloat. I was like, you've bought 1 carton of milk in your life. You are not keeping this family
Put this
afloat.
in your long-term memory,
Put this in
bro.
your long-term
Yeah.
memory. I'm going to take that ball from inside out and I'm going to shift it. I'm going to
Kids
shift
are so cheap because
so cheap.
one of the last places that we went on tour, Michelle goes like she'll go to like a Goodwill or something like that in like the town, and she found this little cute jar that said Dash on it, which is crazy.
Yeah,
so I
cute.
was like, this is perfect because I know my son's got a lot of gift cards and I don't like them like floating around
No,
his
you
desk.
want to use them.
Use them or put them in something, but I know his genetics. Like I remember my dad, you'd go like open his glove box and it was like
Circuit City,
it was
Blockbuster, Sears,
Radio Shack, everything that's out of business for the last 14 years. He never used them. I don't know. He's like,
but it was such
hoarding
a
them.
cool thing to find those.
So funny. But so he's got all of these gift cards, and I went through, took them apart, like took them off the thing so that they would fit in the. He has damn near $400-500 worth of gift cards from his birthday, from Christmas, and I think some are from his birthday prior, because I'm like, I gotta stop spending money on you because
Go
you're the one
into
with
the cookie jar, baby.
You're the one with all the money. Yeah, like it's crazy. It's just
when it is their
there.
money, it is a different game.
Oh, God.
Okay,
I'm gonna start stealing it. I don't think he'll notice. I really don't.
say steal so fast and re-gift. What are you talking about? Don't throw the backs away. You
I
got to
feel like
re-gift
just
them.
taking all the Amazon cards
thank you.
out of there and being like, okay,
School supplies.
Let me show you all the a Hunger Games book. They're not cheap, by the way.
No.
That I have on your Amazon. So
And Eleanor, nobody gets more frugal than that girl. And I'm like, but we can just willy-nilly walk through Sephora and you're like, like no big deal.
add to cart. Add to cart. Yeah.
We go, so she got a pink palm puff hoodie, which they are expensive, but she earned it. So I got one for her, but I got 2 sizes because I wanted to make sure it fits and that she can wear it for a long time.
The plan was to send one back.
The plan was to send one back. And I literally had it all printed out and ready to go. I told my husband, all you got to do is drop this off at the post office. And he didn't. And so I literally emailed that brand 18 times, like, can I please return it? It's past the date, but I don't need a second pink palm puff hoodie. So guess who is wearing pink palm puff hoodie all the time now because I don't return it. Cut to, Eleanor gets a pretty healthy present from her grandma on Colin's side, and she wants to buy these pink palm puff pajamas. I am not happy about it, but she goes, okay, so she gets the money and she wants to buy them. We buy them, they are the wrong size. I go, Eleanor, we are not keeping something that doesn't fit. We're going to return them and do them the right way. And she goes, yeah, but you don't have a very good track record with returning things.
Whoa.
And I go, hold on. She goes, I mean, is there a way that you can tell me if I got my money back? Because I just need to know. Like, I really...
Your legs ain't broke. You've been walking down to the post office, too. Your brother walked 48 blocks the other day just trying to make a crepe for himself. So you got take Mo and Fo and drop it off yourself. Dang it.
I was so annoyed.
Yeah.
I was like, how quickly everybody becomes so frugal when it is their own dinero.
That's... My husband's like, oh, I think I have dry cleaning. I'm like, you've got a car.
Yeah.
And a credit card. Go get it.
Go get it. I know there comes a point when your kids get big enough when you literally like, and you're like, do it yourself.
Oh my gosh.
Like if all of I need like a real Karate Kid moment where I'm like, wax on, wax off, baby girl. Like there's no reason that I was like, okay, this is a teachable moment. There's no reason you can't get in the email and find that return slip and help me out while I'm on the road. Like, you can help me with this. And by the way, I didn't screw it up. Your dad did.
Yeah.
Okay?
I think about the Karate Kid a lot more than I would like to admit because I do
all the
feel
time.
like all those like wax on, wax off things that he did, like because
it's a metaphor for parenting.
Dash is really working hard on his like getting a 3-pointer, you know?
Yeah.
Because it's like, it's legs, it's not arms, because human arms aren't that strong until you're a grown ass person.
Yep.
But like, you got to use your legs. And so I make him move furniture, or I make him like do something in the garden for me. And I'm like, hey, this will help you.
Well, at
with
least
your
you have
3 points.
a real nice motivation. I'm like, you owe me. That's what I look at my kid. I'm like, I have put in sweat equity into this situation. And now that you can bend down and pick up dog poop, I'm not going to do that anymore.
Yeah.
Like you can, it's, earn your keep. And like, I'm like, do you want me to line item, like show you all the things we spend on? And I am becoming my mother, which was, do you know how much, that whole thing.
I will say Delilah does believe we are part of the Murdoch family.
Oh,
she
sure.
thinks we drink a lot of very fine champagnes. But Dash, and this comes from my husband. He's like,
yeah.
New slides. How much are they? 19.
My kids will say, can we afford that? And I'm like, hold on.
At this point, yes, but I can't promise you anything. So you better cash in,
I did have
man.
to put my foot down a lot. Look at me. I don't think I'm a tight ass. I think I'm just going to pick and choose the things we spend money on. I mean, I got her the pink pom puff sweatshirt. It's expensive. But like the other day, she's like,
I had to get her one of those because I got her the cheapy one.
Everybody got the cheapy one and it was really good.
Yeah, but somebody spilled the beans. And
I know.
She was like,
shut it.
I know.
Shut
so
it.
I had to get her. I got her a real one for Easter. Send us some pink pom puff. You
oh my
fuckers.
God, I'm going to be wearing it.
Yeah.
I promise.
Send us the pajamas because they are expensive.
They are expensive. And I'm like, they're like, are you an influencer? And I'm like, well, not the kind you're looking for, but
yeah,
I think we have a lot of influence and we'll influence ourselves into the Amazon version if you don't.
Yeah. Aren't all moms influencers?
Thank
at
you.
least to their children in some way.
God.
Yeah.
Hey, Jenny, these drinks are really yummy.
Oh, thanks.
Cheers.
I'll post these recipes. I found them in a Delish online article. and then also a Good Housekeeping, which the Good Housekeeping one had a lot of like.
You just went back in time, and you're wearing leopard pants. Like, where are we?
Which part?
I love that you just quoted Good Housekeeping, and you're wearing this. It's like
let me get into my Pontiac Fiero and drive to the Kroger and get some Virginia Slims.
On the way to the program, I'm gonna smoke them, and then I'm gonna go in and see my kid graduate from 8th grade. What kind of bullshit?
Clearly, at age 5 or 6, I locked in on a type of woman I want to be.
Yeah,
and I'm still
Barbara's
gunning for
furious.
That. Yeah. Called a good time, Barb. Found this in one of our inboxes.
Shit, we're the worst.
From KDS.
2018?
No. It's from yesterday.
Okay, good.
It's from last night, I believe. And it's from KDS. Hey! This is totally random, but my husband, Cruz, sold a car to Kristen's mom at Zellner Ford in Beatrice. And he asked me tonight, have you heard of the comedians I Mom So Hard? And I almost fell off my chair. Small world. So I need to explain what happened here, which is that Kristen's mom, Terri, drove from Lincoln to well, did she sell her
that was the main highlight. Okay,
she's yeah.
Did she get the new car?
She got a new car. Yes, thanks for letting us know, Katie. Cruz sold it to her. It's Ford.
It's a Ford Edge. I know.
Okay.
I know all about it.
Okay,
it has been the headline of Terri and Dewey's whole thing.
Yeah.
They were trying to sell it while she was here, and it was like they were buying the newest stock on the stock exchange. And she would take calls, and she'd be like, "Well, what are they offering? And are they going to come with a cashier's check? Okay, but let's make sure they move on this." And Dewey's on the other end, like showing the car, like it was.
Go ahead, kick the tires. Yeah, what's it going to have to do to get you to drive away in this Ford?
Jen, I don't want to sell you on this. The car will sell itself. Sit in it.
It's.
You know what it is? It's comfortable. And you know what it says? It's you. It's just like, it's
take it home for a day. You won't want to bring her back.
Let me put the dealer plates on it.
Yeah.
It's magnet on the back.
Just get a copy of your license and we're good to go.
I don't even need that.
I was surprised that she put it on the market and then came out to visit because that's a lot to manage.
No, she was kicking those. She was delegating a lot to Dewey while on the vacation. You guys, it was.
So it did sell. Okay,
it sold.
So it sold. Great.
It was sold.
Perfect condition.
And here's what I
had a hand cross stitch pillow in the back seat of 100%. It too. Yep.
This car was clean. I literally shared it on my Facebook because I was like, "That's a good deal." But here's what I think is hilarious. At some point, my mom dropped our name because how would the guy?
She did 100%.
Yeah, because how would the guy selling it? Well, most likely, he's not. I mean, listen, I love it, but how do you make the connection between my mom? You know, she walked in there and she's like, "Do you want to know who my daughter is?" Which is my favorite thing about my mom.
I love it too. No, she is very proud of you because we got a message
She's
from
very
a woman
proud of us.
who was in Home Depot and she made eye contact with a woman. I guess it was too long. They smiled at each other and the woman approached her and she goes, "Yes, I am Kristen's mom." Which I just love it.
Sometimes this can't work out. I know there's had to be a couple times where they're like, "I don't know who that is." Honestly, my mom just like.
Well, then we hear the successes.
Oh God, it makes me laugh really hard.
It's delightful. I love it so much.
She's so proud of us. Yeah,
because and then we're proud of Cruz, great salesperson. Cruz, you made it through Dewey and Terri.
Dewey.
We know they really put the thumb screws to you on that.
Don't get them started on the Ford Edge being discontinued. There will be. That is an hour long. We could podcast about that, and you'll just be like, Jesus, they have a lot of conversation, like a lot of opinions about the Ford Edge. Great car. I had one myself.
Yeah.
Cheers to Dewey and Terri getting a new car that we just found out about.
That's right. Thank you for that message, Katie and Cruz. Thanks for taking care of Dewey and Terri.
I wonder if they dropped it. My mom's like, "I'll give you tickets if you."
You know, yep.
You know.
That's
Do you want her phone number?
Katie and Cruz is a real memorable couple. So when next time we roll through town, I know there's going to be tickets. For that.
Yeah, she'll be like, "I've got some for the comp list." It's the whole Cruz family. I don't know if you can swing 18 tickets. That's happened before.
Yeah.
Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
Happy summer. We're in it.
Pioneer.